that does more than the traditional arm, articulates, but it can actually, lift 350 pounds. And I've had moms and dads and entertainers, Serena Williams in the sports field, Hugh Jackman, Pitbull, Usher, you name it. So the one thing they all have in common, I think, is they're hungry. And I know that sounds simplistic, but I believe that's the single most important element that separates the quality of people's lives. It's not just the ability to have hunger, but to sustain it. Hunger means that you want more yourself, you want to make a bigger difference, you want to be a better parent, you want to do something more than there is today, and that you don't get satisfied. Most people start out with hunger at an early stage of life and they lose it. But the people that come to me are hungry either because something's happened, they've had a birthday with a 0 on it, they've gone through a divorce, they're starting a business and they know I've got to have a different level, or they're the best in the world and they're always looking for that edge that makes the difference. I think everybody is born with hunger. Like there's a desire to grow, to expand, to learn, and then disappointment sets in early in life for most people. And then we look to blame something outside of ourselves. And there are many events in our lives that can affect us all. We've all had pain and challenges. But I think if you can find within yourself, then you're more pulled to do something than trying to push yourself. And pull has much more power than push.
Putting yourself in the right frame of mind to succeed is easier said than done. To get there, you have to be hungry. Sitting back and waiting for your dreams to come true just isn't going to happen. Get up, learn, and do everything you possibly can do to start your journey. Many times we are born with that innate desire to win, but through disappointment, it is lost. Find something you believe in and allow yourself to be pulled instead of pushed in the direction you need to go. Our needs are shaped by many different processes, but in the end, try to give more than you get. That doesn't mean ignore your own needs, because you should be working on yourself more than anyone else. Pleasing others is different than giving. Don't put yourself in a bad situation simply because you don't want to disappoint someone. And make sure you are doing everything for the right reasons. If you need to unwind after a hard day, try relaxing your body with cryotherapy, or simply cooling down instead of heating up. Use it as a way to refocus your body and your mind before tackling the next task. If what is holding you back mentally is when to start a business or when to invest, know that if you wait until you have a lot of money, then you are too late. Start small and build yourself up. But first, make sure you are in the right state of mind to make it all happen.
One of the most important ones was early in my life. One of my mentors, a man named Jim Rohn, said, "Tony, all you have to focus on in your life is find a way to add more value than anybody else does, and you'll never have to worry about anything. Be the person that does more for others, and life will just be anything you want out of it." Really is what it is. And so for people who aren't, I'm on stage 50 hours in a weekend. I got 10,000 people. I do 26 and a half miles on one day. It starts at 8:30, goes to literally 1 o'clock in the morning. I do 22 miles 2 days before. So it's like ultra marathon. Ice myself as I did in football, because you have to bring the swelling down in your body. And now I do these 3-minute nitrogen-filled cases that you get in. It's like a sauna, and it reduces your body temperature to minus 220 Fahrenheit. And that sounds like you'd freeze to death or you burn. If you had water in your body, you'd burn. You get third-degree burns. But there's no moisture. It is amazing. It was developed originally for people with arthritis. I got one from my mother-in-law who had all these problems, no more arthritis challenges. So I started using it. It gives you endorphins. It resets your system. It's an extraordinary piece of technology. It's expensive, but you can go to centers that are showing up all over the U.S. Most of the athletes, the Lakers and so forth, are starting to use it. I think at one stage, it was probably, I love people so much, I want to please people so much, it was the willingness to not please people, to do what's right. And that sounds overly simplistic, but probably getting a divorce is one of those, because even on the day I was being married, I knew it wasn't right. I didn't want to disappoint her. It sounds so stupid, but it's the truth. And I think the willingness to end that and to take whatever brunt of how people would respond to that, because I never said you should stay in a relationship you're miserable, but people look for a reason to be upset. And because I never would have found this soul if I hadn't done that. And if I look at my life and say, what would my life be without Sage? Everything else would be dull by comparison. And I'm not saying that to blow smoke. I mean, this is the gift of my life. I feel like this is where I fill up so I can go rip open the moment for every human I can meet who wants it. And I fill up somewhat with that for sure, because it's my mission, but I fill up even more here. The average person thinks finance is so complex because, frankly, the industry tries to make it sound complex. They use words that you don't know, so you don't know what to do. What happens is we just give them our money and say, deal with it. You gotta know that you can't wait till you have a ton of money to start investing. If you can invest in business, even a small amount, you can grow. And I don't care how small it is, but you gotta automate it. You gotta take a percentage of what you earn and pretend it's a tax. You're never gonna see that money again. You automate it, it goes straight to the investment account, and you never see it as money you can spend. When you save 20% and you compound it, its numbers are incredible. But then the problem is, if you do that first step, but you don't do the second step, which is become an insider and understand the rules of the game. I'll give you 2 or 3 of the myths real fast. One, this myth that someone says, give me your money and I'm gonna beat the market. Over any 10-year period of time, 96% of mutual funds will not even match the market. They've all said it. Warren Buffett flat out said today, he said, listen, in my will, 90% of my money, all that money does not go with any mutual fund, it goes straight into the index. What the index is you get a piece of all the largest companies in the world, but it costs almost nothing to get in. You hire someone because you say, I have a family, I have a business, I have a life, I'm not an investor, I'm gonna hire someone who's a professional. It makes sense, they would do better than me.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content.